Whenever I look for scissors I go to the fridge. No, they aren't ever in there. I woke up, got ready for work, started driving to work, and less than 2 blocks from my home thought, hey, that's a great parking space, and parked my car. That happened more than once. Pulled an ice cream bar out of the wrapper, threw it in the trash and sat down to have a nice wrapper. This sort of happened to me. I was pouring milk and I wanted to stop, but instead of tilting it back I poured more and I panicked. I ended up dropping the whole jug to catch the extra with my hands. Smart, I know, and ended up with an almost full gallon on the floor and knocking off the original glass onto the table. I still don't know what happened. One time I had just finished making chocolate milk and was still standing in the kitchen when I started to wonder what time it was. Instead of glancing at the microwave less than a foot from me, I decided to check my watch and proceeded to just dump all of my chocolate milk. I've never worn a wristwatch in my life. I don't know why I thought I had one on. One time I was on a first date and we were walking with coffees. I was holding my cup with my fingers on the bottom and my thumb on the lid. I lost grip with my thumb, and for whatever reason my reaction was to lift my arm sharply, so I ended up whipping the full coffee against the wall full force. From her perspective I just threw it for no reason. She was like, "Fuck is wrong with you?" Washed the dishes with a half-peeled mango, which had been sitting right next to the sponge. I poured my toddler a bowl of minced garlic instead of a plet sauce this week. Damn Costco. Found the baby monitor in the freezer after looking for it for a month. Opened my glasses case, put it on the shelf, put my glasses in the cactus, waiting for the big red octagon stop sign to turn green. This has happened at least 3 times in the last few years. I actually tried to click on a picture in the newspaper the other day with my finger. The other day I went to get my husband some Pop-Tarts. Forgot what I was doing and just stared into the fridge for a full minute before I realized that what I was looking for was not in there. Once I asked my brother to get me a cup of orange juice and he came back several minutes later drinking a cup of Sprite because he said he couldn't figure out why he was holding a cup, but he saw some Sprite and it looked good. Light firecracker. Throw lighter. Edit. People seem to think I have lost my hands. After realizing I threw the lighter I quickly threw the firecracker too. It exploded probably 2 or 3 feet away from me. My ears kept ringing for 5 minutes. Was in a rush to get to my parents' place for Christmas, and I walked out the door with a bag of presents in one hand and a trash bag in the other. I threw the wrong bag in the dumpster, using the flashlight on my phone to look for my phone. A few years back, I was a barman working a New Year's Eve. It was 6 deep at the bar, stressed, music blaring, and I was trying to keep a first in first out mental stack of what order people need to be served. At this point several things happened at once. First, the Fosters ran out, so the other barman had to go change the barrel. Then the next customer asked for a double grouse, just about keeping track of my mental cue and remembering how much a double was, then relaying that to the customer. Then a regular tries bypassing everyone by shouting caboose 89. A smooth please. Whilst the phone under the spirit's shelf I'm still it starts ringing. Whilst I'm grabbing the tumbler for the whiskey. At this juncture, my brain says, that's it, I'm out. I pick up the receiver, put the glass in my other hand to my ear, then proceed to fill the handset with whiskey, whilst saying hello to the space where the phone should have been. Everyone else got a good laugh about it. Phone was ringing and woke me from deep sleep. In half awake stupor it made complete sense to me that if I turned the fan on, the phone would shut up. Left for work one morning on a commute I'd been making 15 years. Drive for 45 minutes. Pulled over for gas and, while the pump was running, looked around and said out loud, where the fuck am I? I'd just randomly driven 45 minutes in the wrong direction without the least bit of thought and no idea how I'd gotten here. I routinely will be driving to work or wherever and think, oh shit, I didn't grab my car keys. And then I realize I'm driving my car. Started to wipe my ass with my phone while holding some toilet roll. No regrets. Someone once wished me happy birthday. I replied happy birthday to you too. It was summertime. Sidewalk chalk in one hand, popsicle in the other, mouth full of regret. One time I was so tired that when I opened my lunchbox I expected it to have a light inside like a fridge. For a couple of seconds I couldn't understand why it was dark inside. This is so cute. He was 37. Instinctively licked a spoon after doling out wet dog food. 2 out of 10 would not choose to do again. Who the fuck took my glasses? Glasses on face. My mother-in-law has about 20 pairs of reading glasses cause she loses them all the time. Well, She loses them a lot by putting them up on her head, and when she can't find them she just goes and gets another. I've caught her before with 3 pairs of glasses on her head. I've never actually followed through with this, but I have this insane impulse whenever my eye itches and I have a knife or pointy object in my hand. I have begun the motion of actually using the tip of a knife to scratch my eye multiple times before catching myself. It's like my mind is going, the knife is now just an extension of your hand. Your eye itches, so use your hand to scratch it. Luckily I always catch myself, and so I've never actually gotten my arm up very far. But it happens on a frighteningly regular basis. It's probably the dumbest instinctive thing my brain does. Someday I'm going to be really tired or sick or something and I'll do it without thinking. And I will have cemented myself as one of the dumbest people to ever live. I was on the phone with my mom once while boiling water to make ramen, and threw my phone in the pot. From now on I leave my phone in the living room before going to the kitchen to cook anything. One time, I went to my kitchen to empty my ashtray and I decided to grab a glass of Coke while there. So I emptied the ashtray, grabbed a glass from the cupboard, and the bottle of Coke from the fridge, and then proceeded to pour ice cold Coca-Cola into my ashtray. I took out some casserole out of the fridge and put some on a plate once. I then put the plate in the fridge and tried to fit the whole casserole dish thing into the microwave. I tried to snooze the baby monitor. Doesn't work. Wish it did. Tossed dirty socks into the toilet. More than once. I was eating pizza, and while trying to dip it in ranch, I dunked the whole thing in my glass of soda. I work as a cashier at a cafeteria. Someone came through with chocolate milk with a straw in it. I was so close to picking up the milk and drinking it instead of charging her for it. Whenever I can't find the remote, I look in the fridge. 9 out of 10 times it's there. Brushed my teeth with hand wash. I put my dog's leash in the kennel and my dog on top of the dryer. He was so confused. Sadly, more often than I would like to admit, I drink my acrylic watercolor water and dip my paintbrush in my coffee. I microwaved a Tupperware lid for lunch today. What a meal. Okay, I had a weird one like this. I went to go heat up some water in the microwave. So I swore I grabbed a Tupperware, filled it with water, then put it in the microwave, heated it up, then came back and it was just a lid, but there was a ton of water in the microwave. About as much as I thought I put in. A couple cups. I have no idea how I ended up with a lid and that much water, but I was confused as fuck for the next hour like I had shifted dimensions or some shit. Not interesting, but had to share since you are not alone I guess. One time, I was drinking a glass of soda and my girlfriend wanted me to help with something, so I decided that thin air was the right place to leave my drink. It took me a few seconds to realize that glasses don't usually float around. I don't normally warm my car up before heading out, but there were a few cold days this winter. I turned my Jeep on to let it warm up and headed back inside to get changed for work. I got dressed, had a quick bowl of cereal, and grabbed my things for work. Hat, wallet, phone, keys. Where the fuck are my keys? Checked pockets, checked all jackets, in the little catch-all spots, no keys. Fuck. I gave it a good 10 minutes of looking and finally conceded. I called out of work because I couldn't get there. Figured that was that. Went outside, turned my car offside, I wasn't going anywhere. Headed inside and tossed my keys on the table. As soon as I heard them hit the table, I froze and everything clicked. Fuck me, I'm an idiot. Oh well, day off. Fire up Netflix. I went grocery shopping after moving into a new apartment. The next day I went to make some lunch, opened the knife drawer and found a block of cheese, which I had apparently decided was a knife the previous day. Then I opened the fridge to get some sour cream and couldn't find the tub of sour cream I just bought and used the day before. I looked everywhere and never found it. I lived in that apartment for 2 years and never found the sour cream. Subscribe and join the Fat Cunt Club. Don't get left behind.